What's up, TUFE Nation? My name is Jean Abreu, and I'm the host of TUFEcast. In today's episode, we are with Caique Andrade. He's a performance analyst at Flamengo. And to start off, I just want to say thank you, Caique, for your time. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a nice conversation. And to start, present yourself.
Hi, Jean. It's a pleasure to be here at TUFEcast. I hope that all the people enjoy our conversation. I'm Kaique. As you said, I'm Flamengo U17's team analyst. I also have a master degree in science of exercise and sports. I have a specialization in soccer at Universidade Federal de Viçosa, and also have another specialization in high performance sports science. So I studied a lot to achieve my goals, and now I'm in a good position at Flamengo.
Very nice, very nice. And talk about your experiences in football. What other clubs you have worked, and also how great is to work in the greatest sport in the world.
Yeah, my first club when I joined my first club, I was studying my graduation in exercise science in 2014, and I joined the club, an academy, a soccer academy, as an internship, and then quickly I achieved a position of coach to childs and in U18s and U9 in U9. So I stayed there teaching the kids for 5 years. And during this period, I also joined Volta Redonda Football Club because it's my hometown, and I was a player there at youths, and I also trained as a pro in Volta Redonda Football Club. And then I joined the club in 2018 as strength and conditioning coach, and I stayed there for one season. And then on 2019, I went to Hong Kong. I signed with Ronaldo Academy of Hong Kong as head coach, and I went there, a big adventure that changed my life. I coach kids of 3 years old until 17 years old, or all over Hong Kong. So that experience changed my life. And then I stayed there for a few months, and then I moved back to Brazil, and then started the pandemic mode in all world. 2 months before the pandemic, the COVID, I came back to Brazil, and then we don't know what should happen if I stayed there, but and then on 2020s I started my masters, and then I was not in any club working. I just did my master, and then for 2 years, 2.5 years, I just study, and get ready to another opportunity. And on October of 2022, I did my license B, my coach license B at CBF. And 2 months later, Flamengo called me. I never sent my CV to Flamengo. I believe.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, a friend called me. He was my internship at my first club, at my first academy, and he said to me, "Oh, a friend asked about you because you were at Flamengo's radar to a position." And I said, "No, it's a joke. It's a prank. I don't believe you." "No, this friend said he will call you." And then I didn't wait. I sent him a message on Instagram, And talking about his son, that times fly and his son is growing up so fast. And then he said to me, "Oh, I need to speak with you urgently." So send me a message on WhatsApp. This is my number. And then 3 days later, I was doing my interview, and 1 week later, I was signing for Flamengo. So on December 26th, as a Christmas gift, they invited me. So 1 week later, on January 2nd, I was joining Flamengo. It was crazy. It was insane. So I studied a lot. I prepared myself a lot to achieve my position now, and the greatest sport in the world. I love it. All my life I played soccer, I watched soccer on TV, and I just work with what I most like to do, what I love. So it's great.
I can imagine. And that's crazy, man, this story. Especially this first, the experience of going to Hong Kong, I think it's big time. You know, any experience outside of Brazil, going outside of Brazil, going outside of the state is already a different thing. But changing your routine, changing your habits, learning about a new culture, it's 100%. So it's so rich. You know, it's something that is so rich. Then I also this experience of how you enter in Flamengo is great, man. It's great. Congrats on your career, and I hope and I wish much more good things to come to you. In terms now of your position, now you work as an analyst, and it's something that is growing a lot in football. In my opinion, believe that it could be bigger in Brazil, and there are still people that don't see it as with the importance that this has. You know, and my question to you is, how important is performance analysis and in football nowadays?
Yeah, the performance analysis, I always say in some classes that I teach that we have informations all the time available in everywhere. So if I have a player, if I have a team, another analyst will have access to some videos, some informations to that players, to that team. So we need to do the same with the other teams, but we need to get ready to do the unpredictable. We need to teach them to be unpredictable. To don't let they predict what we're gonna do in our next match, which behaviors our player will have when he has the ball, when he has not the ball. So performance analyst is this. We need to get all the informations about the opponents, about our players individually and collectively, and we need to know how to pass the information through our staff, to including our players, because we need to also train them. In some clubs, no. In a lot of clubs, we have a lot of people that say that performance analyst is just the guy that cut and edit the videos. But this is insane. I really got angry when I listened that, because we're not just the performance analyst. We are an assistant coach, because we need to know about training, about how to develop our players, how to teach them, how to do some sessions as an assistant coach. But some players don't say like that. But I believe that performance analyst needs to know a little bit things about all the areas on soccer, tactical, technical, physiology, strength and conditioning, psychology, biomechanics, and that's it. We need to know about all the areas that make the performance.
And in this, talking about going more into this, you said that some people, like I said, don't really look at it as it should look, because again, it's a big thing, and I'm not gonna say it's a big plus because it's a necessity nowadays, in my opinion. So a club that doesn't have this, it's falling behind like crazy. So the question now is, how do you manage the relationship, between you, the players, the coaches? Because we can see, and like you said, some players and probably some coaches don't give credit to you guys, and sometimes don't even want, to use the information that you guys bring. So how do you manage this? How do you realize the moment, to approach the coach, to approach the players, and how do you manage this? Because I believe that this is very important.
Yeah, it's not easy, but I worked with a few coaches here at Flamengo as analysts, and the most part of them, they know how important it is. But first of all, we need to build a trust relationship and loyalty, because I need him to believe me, and he needs me to believe in my job. So if we have this relationship of loyalty and trust, that's the basis of everything. And then I do my job, and I'm going adapting about what he wants to do, what he needs, and what he does not like as team analyst. And then we go to the athletes. The athletes always want informations, always ask you about, what I need to do to improve my skills, to improve my tactical behavior, my technicals and drills. So I believe that trust is everything. If we have trust in our staff, between the head coach and assistant coach and performance analyst and the other components of our staff, we can do a great job. But if we don't have this, because some coaches maybe just believe that he knows everything, and he does not want to listen to you. You show them all the informations, but you even can't speak anything about the trainings, about the activities. You just need to film the video and cut and edit, and that's it. So it's insane. I don't like it. We need to adapt, because it's out of your comfort zone, so it's more stressing, but we need to adapt. If we have coaches, if we work with coaches like that one, we need to adapt, then keep doing our job, keep doing our best. But if we have coaches that believes in you, when I say new, it's in performance analyst, we will do a great job together.
Yeah, I think this relationship is essential, and the relationship is essential in any position, in any job. I always say this in my classes. People management is probably the most important aspect and attribute of someone, because we work with people, so we need to understand the other, to try to bring and also create a good relationship, a good environment in the club. So, like you said, you start building trust, you start understand each other, and then the work will flow. So I agree with you 100%. And now going more into the athletes and the young athletes, because it's a different situation, I'm pretty sure. And then my question to you is, how is to work with the young athletes? Is that more difficult to you, or is that easier? How is your what's your experience in this?
Yeah, at Flamengo, I worked with the U15s, U16s, U17s, and U20s. So I say to you, and all the people are listening us that the U15s are insane because they're really, really, really egocentric. Sometimes we have players that want to be the stars, and we ask them to, hey, you need to do this as a tactical behavior, and they just don't do that. So that's insane. And then when we go to the oldest, the 16s, 17s, especially in U20s, they believe in you. If you show them in videos and in training sessions what is going to happen in our next match, and they do, and that thing that you showed them before really happening on the match, you will be a god for them because they will believe in you, and they will do whatever you ask for them. But U15s is more complicated because they are growing up physically, cognitively, emotionally, so you have a lot of things that they need to grow up and become men, become more mature.
Yeah, I think it's a moment where they, like you said, they're growing. They're still like in between kids into men and not into an adult. So it's not easy. I think it's not easy for the parents. It's not easy for the people around. It's not easy for the people that are working with them. So I'm pretty sure it's a little bit more difficult. And continue in the sense of the players. Which player, with the experience that you had, which player caught your attention in terms of the work ethic, in terms of the determination on the pitch, off the pitch? Any player in specific that you can remind or you can think, or more than one? It doesn't matter. It can be more than one. Any player that you look and say, man, this kid is different in terms of the determination. This kid is a real professional.
Yeah, I have a few that I work in here. We have João Souza, that's U17s, that plays for U20s at Flamengo. He was also an international player that played the U17 FIFA World Cup last year for Brazil. And the another one is Luis Felipe. He's a U16 that passed through a lot of things, a lot of serious injuries last year, and he now are playing for U17s. So and also Iago, that was my athlete when he was U9, U10, and now he's the captain of Flamengo U20s. So I believe these three are a big example for the others at Flamengo.
Awesome. Very nice. And now going back into the football analysis, like I said, this is growing a lot in Brazil, and I think in the world, but I still think that in Brazil it could be a little bit bigger, in the sense of the importance that this has into the performance and into the end result, which is the game. So, in your opinion, how do you see this profession in the future? Do you see it continually growing or in a bigger position, I would say, or how do you see it? How do you see it in the future?
Yeah, I see that we're growing very fast. We'll keep growing because all the time we have informations, but even if still growing, the clubs need to invest in equipments, in information for their professionals, because a lot of clubs don't have any performance analyst, any football analyst, and also if they have, a lot of clubs don't have any equipment, any cameras, any structure. So it's growing very fast. The clubs needs to invest more in equipments, in salaries and technologies also. And it's growing very fast. A lot of new cameras with tracking and live mode are being launched. But even with these technologies, we will have space to work because technology is good, gives us a lot of informations, but we have our knowledge, our expertise that makes a big difference.
Yeah, I think technology came to be a plus, to become a plus, to help. But the human eye, the human brain, it's impossible to replace it. So I think it's the combination of both that will bring the best results. And in terms of this, how what kind of softwares do you use normally in your job? You know, any devices or any programs that you use to work? We can add here, so the people that work as an analyst or want to work as a performance analyst can get this info.
Yeah, now we are using at Flamengo Huddle Sports Code. Is the best one in the market. We say that's a Ferrari that we have to work. So it's a great software, but it's very expensive. Not so many clubs has money to invest. So if you can't work with sports code, you can use Longomet. It's the most common that the performance analysts use. It's for free. If you don't have any license, you can use for free. But if anyone that are listening us needs, I can send a license for free, but it's not the free. It's with some tools, different tools to use it. We also have Metrica that is paid. It's a good software also. And that's this three that I indicate for the people wants to introduce, to start working with football analysis.
Nice, nice. And now talking about English, you know, Kaique, you are one of our students, and my question to you is, how important is English for you, for your career? You already worked outside of Brazil, so you have experience outside of the country. How important is English for you? What can you say to the people that are listening?
Yeah, I always say that English changes my life and open doors like that. Because before I went to Hong Kong, I went to Canada, I went to Toronto to have my vacations and practice my English. It was my first time going to another country, another culture, and my big test there that when I when I was in transit in Orlando, they lost my luggages, so I need to get angry and have a discussion with all the crew at the airport. So it was my big test, and then I went there alone by myself. I visit my grandfather, but all the time I was alone at the street speaking English. And then I went to New York in a bus. I entered in a bus and went to New York for a few days, and then moved back to Toronto. And that's my big test. When I said, no, I'm ready. My English now is ready. I can have another experience. I have an open mind to do and to go to another country. And then I came back to Brazil, and 3 months later, I was going to Hong Kong. If I don't speak English, I never went to Hong Kong. I never went to another country now. Because of my English, now I already visited 12 countries. Always by myself, always alone, traveling, meeting the cultures. But that's it. If you have your English, you are available to go everywhere in the world. So that's it. English is life.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely opens
Open door.
doors. 100%, 100%. And talking to the young ones, the young people, that are listening to us, the people that want to become an analyst or work in a big club, what advice would you give to someone that is starting their career in football? We all know that the beginning, at least this is my opinion, the beginning to
Yeah.
get into, I'd say that to get into the bubble of football, it's not easy. But what advice would you give to someone that wants to work with football and want to be in a big club and working in a big position as you are right now?
Yeah, the young ones needs to be humble, to study, to listen, all the professors, all the people, all the experience. Because if you're not humble, you can't build your knowledge. I say that because when I get into my exercise science graduations, uh, I was an athlete 2 years before that, and I have a mind as an athlete, so it's really, really, really different. So that's it. You need to be humble. You need to build your knowledge. You need to study a lot, get ready, never stop study, and you need to make friends. You need to have network. You need to be cool with the people. I know that's not easy sometimes. People makes bad things to you, and you need to adapt. You need to keep going, keep moving, and then do friends, do great relationships, and this can help you. But be humble and never stop studying.
Nice, man. Great. That's great. Kaique, thanks a lot for the time. It was great talking to you. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will like this conversation. And thank you again. I wish you all the best in your career. Hopefully, you continue growing. I'm pretty sure it will happen. And again, thank you. And I see you next class, huh?
See you, Jean. Thank you for inviting me. I believe that this episode on Toughcast, all the people will love it, and if they need anything, they can contact me, and we keep in touch. Thank you so much. Okay.